Hey everyone.
Jatin, we have started the stream, but we'll like start at 11:30 sharp. So we are not added to the stream right now. So hi, first of all.
Awesome.
Jatin, can you also confirm your camera? I guess I'm not able to see. Oh, perfect. Hi, Jatin. Good morning. I guess you're on mute. I'll just ask Karthikeya to also join. Okay, Karthikeya is also here. Okay, so this is how it will go. So I'll first enter into the stream. We'll make some introduction about you, what we will be talking about, and then I'll be like inviting you guys to the stage, and we will be proceeding with the questions. I guess that sounds good. Hello, and I hope I'm audible too.
Yep.
Great. I guess people are also joining in. Hello, everyone. I guess I'm audible. Can I just get a hi in the chat so that if everything is perfectly going all right? Hey, I'm really sorry. I'm not able to guess your username. Hi Zen. Hi Uma. The three. I'm so. If, Really sorry if the name goes wrong. Hi Sumit. Hi Srinath. Hi Vedant. Hi, oh, I'm really sorry. The usernames are actually confusing me a lot. Hi Animesh. Okay, hey Ashish. Hey Ashish, first of all. So you were there from a long period of time. I want to welcome all of you to this great community conversation session hosted by MLH. Talking about me, I am Vinayak Rawat. I am a MLH coach who has recently joined MLH as a coach, and this is my first session at Global Hack Week. And hey Khalid, thanks for joining. And I would like to thank you all for joining this session. We will be talking about communities, how it will actually help you to shape your future, how it is actually helped other people shape their future. We have very super special guests today. Like people have actually like today is Sunday in according to Indian Standard Time, and I guess it's a morning time for the people who are living in following the Eastern Time Zone. So I also like to thank our guests for like taking the time today to discuss their journey with all of you. So before I add them, I want to give a brief introduction about both of them. Talking about Karthik Rawat, he is currently a founder at OpenCo community, the community which is like having more than 4,000 plus active members on Discord. He is also a GitHub campus expert, a community advocate at Friends of Figma Durg. He has worked with companies like Turing and Postman as a developer advocate, and are currently pursuing his ambitions in community and development. Talking about our next special guest, we have Jatin Pandya. He's currently a product at Sign, a product, a podcast host too. I guess you might have also listened to his podcast, Passion for Product. He's also a founding organizer for Hack the League, and he's currently helping people in the communities. Like he's also someone who is choose a different path for himself to like take himself a differently from others, and he's doing pretty good. So I'll just add both of them to the stream, and I would request a huge like thing when I add them to the stream. So I guess we have both Jatin and Kartike here. So I have given you introduction, but if you still want to add some things, starting with Jatin.
First of all, thank you so much, Vinayak. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible, Jatin.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's pretty fun for me to be here, especially with the amazing Kartikeya Rawat. I think everyone knows Kartikeya, so yeah, it's really good. I think you have shared so many details about me. But yeah, I am Jatan Pandya. Like you might know me from like my Twitter username jpandya26. I talk all about product management, and I took a really unique path for me because I was not fit for what everyone was doing, so I tried to go for my passion, that is product management. And as an Indian undergrad, it's a really hard ball to crack. So I would love to share how communities help me with everything. And it's no less than an honor to share with you on, especially at the Global Hack Week. That's a real big thing for me today. And yeah, love to share more about me.
Kartike.
Sure. I think so. Vinayak shared everything about me. But like it's always great to see people are here to help each other in communities and growing each other. The tweet that I shared also around communities, when I creating a thread about communities, people are really fascinating about, rather than now going for skills, they are going for swags kind of stuff. It's good, great, but people have to understand the basic concept of community, why they are joining the meetups kind of thing. But it's great to be here with Jatin, as Jatin always motivates me in terms of product and community side. Always I'm being a product enthusiast, so yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I guess Karthik and Jatin are very good friends of the stream too. And talking about starting with the questions we would like to land up during the session, starting about how do you guys define community? Starting with Jatin.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, I think community can be described in so many various ways. For some, it is a way to learn more and learn something that they cannot learn in the academics. I think we all know how much far behind our academic is from the real world skills. But communities can give us all the kind. Like one of the examples can be the recent tweet by Karthik. How Git and GitHub should be a very essential part of the academics, and in community, it is a very integral part. You learn Git and GitHub everywhere. So community can be a place where you learn and you have skills from the sort of the ecosystem that is not out there in your colleges. For some, community is the way to knock around the doors that they cannot do. For example, I have personally learned a lot from community in my product management journey. So that's a very weird thing to say, but yeah, people do. Even if you are not a developer, you can still get the right opportunities from the developer community. So developer communities is not just about learning; it's about also discovering the right opportunities and right door for you. And I think it's a kind of a definition that changes for everyone based on what they need to do. And in the end, if I have to summarize the thought, it's just like, community helps you not only navigate what you are passionate about, but once you find it, it helps you to knock the right doors to get the right opportunities for your passion. I think that's one for me.
Even before we move on to Karthik with the communities part, I would like to add a point here with Jatin. Like people, usually when the community culture started, when I especially talk about the Indian region, people were started like they didn't have the sense like what communities can actually bring to the personal benefit of someone. But I guess with the time, with the people in the communities of and also the companies how they are actually promoting this culture, I guess we are going to have a very long way in this domain too. So yes, communities definition according to Karthik.
Yep. My community definition is simple, like everyone know that actually. So you just did not came to community because when I started off my own community, there is no community culture again in my region. So again, I didn't have a like a great concept behind community when I started off. So many folks like who is been in MLS like Aditya, Kunal, they gave me actual concept of actually how the community works, actually what is community. So for someone who are new to community or listening this word first time, you can say it's a group of like-minded people where you sit at one place, you talk with some stuffs, you basically brainstorm some stuffs, and you can bring some solution to on the table, or something you can say have a conversation with the friends or fellow friends of your community, just to interact with each other and just got some maybe on the table and just have a normal convo. When we say community, it's not only specifically about tech communities. In general, community is a group or a place where you come over, like-minded people come over there and talk something, or maybe they do some activities actually just to interact with someone. That's the basic concept of community. And if we go in a more general term, when we saying tech communities, is the place, or like it can be anything. It can be a virtual space, it can be an in-person place where you are going there and connecting with the amazing folks in your, it can be of your region, or maybe if you're going for the conference, if you're talking with 3 to 4 people around with maybe it can be networking. That's also you are creating a kind of small community over there, because you are specifically talking about some topic and you are networking with them also, because they are new to you, and they are again new to you. So yeah, that's my part over there. Yeah.
I guess a definition which is very well defined by both Jatin and Karke. So I guess we have a lot of folks joining in. We have already more than 40 hackers with us. If you haven't checked in for the session, I have actually pinned the link in the comment section. You can go and check in now, and you can enjoy the session too. Now talking about, I am the person who love to stalk people on social media. So since our guests are here, I have gone through their Instagram, their Twitter, and all of the things, and I have picked something which they have done something apart from others. So starting with Jatin, Jatin, your experience with your podcast, passion for product. You have different speakers like from all around the world. Actually a lot of people listening to those podcasts. A different category altogether. When we talk about creating content in the community space, so how do you define that experience?
Honestly, I think that's a really good question. First of all, I love talking about my podcast because, the funny part of the story is when I started the whole thing, it was in my mind for almost close to 5 months. But, we are the millennials, we are the people who love, like, thinking about thousand possibilities why we would fail and not think about a single possibility about why we should win or why we would win. So I was like thinking about the whole thing to do, I was like, hey, people don't know much about product management. There are a lot of things out there, but they are not getting to the community. They just need the right link to know about the right thing. And I should do something about it. But then I was like, procrastinating. What if no one would listen to it? you know so that thing went on and on and on. So that was the very first experience, like I just want to share that everything cannot start with a gold and glitter. It's a journey where it starts with a lot of problems. No journey starts with like all the smooth stuff. You have a lot of problems. So initially, lot of like procrastination to do. So I was like, okay, let's do it. After a point of time, I invited people over and started creating basic content. Out of nowhere, I had no experience creating content. I'm not a like a professional YouTuber. I've never created content on like Instagram, even on Reels, something. And I was now suddenly I am doing a content creation on Spotify because I had a poll what people like, and people said that based on that, it's like people love listening to Spotify podcasts because they can just play it, tune in, and do their work. You don't need to be distracted like YouTube or be like time consuming like Instagram. You can just play it and that's it in your laptop, and you're just working along your Spotify, just like how we listen to Spotify and just code and all the time. So I started creating the content, started releasing episodes, and and talking to this amazing product managers, because personally I have been starting the product management journey since my second year when I started the whole thing, and I discovered that that is my passion. And when I'm connected to a lot of amazing PMs, I invited them over. Let's just vaguely talk about it. No script, nothing. Be it genuine. Do what kind of like sort of funny jokes that you want, but just do stuff. Make sure that people will relate to you, and they did it amazingly. And I created like 7 episodes, ended it with my own mentor, PM Diego Granidos. And after the whole season ended, I was like, God, if I can just have 50 listeners, I am very happy from just India. I'm not a very kind of a greedy person. Like, okay, 50 listeners from India, that's enough for me. And I remember after a few days, I opened the portal for analytics, and I saw that I had about 180 listeners from 12 different countries. So that was the point where I was like genuinely shocked. you know okay, what is happening? Like, is this something really what people want? You will not even believe, I was actually like for just 10 minutes when I released the episode with Tanya Pratap. So for all close to a few minutes only, but I actually got among the top podcast in the product and product management topic on Spotify. Unfortunately, I didn't got the screenshot, but that was the like the moment for me. It was amazing. Then I even asked Tanay. I was like, why would someone like Tanay Pratap would come to my podcast? And then he was like, okay, he loved it. He wanted to do it very quickly, and we did it. People loved it, and now what? Like in just no time, my podcast is out there among top 18, top 15 list in product topic in Spotify, and I was like, I have to do more. And now I'm gonna be like releasing the next season of the podcast on Spotify. And since I'm getting a request about Apple Apple as well, so Apple Music will do, I don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to bring over some more amazing product managers and more people from arts external part of the product, so that people can know the struggle of other people as well who work with PMs. And recordings are going on. 3 to 4 recordings this week only. I'm so tired, but yeah, it's just it's really amazing to have that sort of people, like because in India it's really hard for undergrads. Like, you have to be from one of the IIMs of India, you know, to just be eligible to apply. So that is very unfair. Why in India we are judging people based on their college? We are so far behind. It's 2022. It's all about skills and passion, and why we are doing it. And there are companies who are not doing it, but people don't know about it. And developer community is the best place to get people right awareness. So I thought, do this thing, make the podcast, and share it with the developer community. I started sharing it from my only in my Hack Delhi community to see people wanted, then openly on what, like, no promotion marketing, just organic, and boom, developer community got empowered. So it's just like it started with an idea, and it's gonna change the someone's life, and you won't even know. Like, I still get messages about how amazing the content is, how amazing the podcast is, how someone who thought they like product management, now they are like strongly believing in the fact that they can do something in the domain, and they are continuing themselves in that domain. Many of the like guests on my podcast were connected to a potential hires, One of them actually, one of the listeners got hired to by one of the podcast guests because they had an opening in the talk about it. I remember Tanne was like, if you want a job, make a pride project, show it to me, I'll give you a job. And I was like, damn, now this is the power of community. This is what community is all about. He was very open, and it's amazing to see how that made a difference. And sorry I took too long, but yeah, that's the journey for me.
I guess when we talk about something we have done passionately, the words aren't will never be enough to actually cover up what we have experienced. So to go towards Kartike, stalking his profile was something like okay, he has done a lot of sessions, he has planned, he will be continuing doing that, and we all. But my special would be contributing to open source last year. It was a series of 8 different events, I guess 9 different events, which was covered by OpenCo community in presence of Kartike. So it was something contributing to different open source communities. So how was the experience for you? Was like that for it?
Yep. So before starting with, huge shout out to my whole team, which includes again Vinayak also. So they are the back end of my whole stuff that is going on around OpenCo. Because before the idea came in my mind, like we just done with one thing, developer days, and I think so. Those who didn't see, we have a greater impact through that program that we built out with other communities collaboration. I got a insight like Hacktoberfest is coming on, and people just go with the like in general when Hacktoberfest is coming. Like again, it's coming next month, you can say, but people are not actually know the essence of open source, how to do open source, because people just going for the swag stickers kind of thing. So I just wanted to tell everyone like no, there's a way, and that's why in every session if you see on YouTube live, I always stating please do not spam any issue, do not spam the PR, just do good contribution so that it can add some value to the project and add some value to your greater profile also. Because suppose if any hiring manager or hiring one is hiring anything maybe regarding open source or through open source, they go to your profile, even though you have all green boxes, that doesn't matter at time, because they will see your commits. If your commit is not good, maybe your contribution is just like adding adding one line or adding one dot is your contribution. I'm not saying it's a I'm not saying it's not an open source contribution, but you are not adding value to the project. That's the main scene that I wanted to hear out. And before I got this idea, because many people don't know how to contribute to big organizations. Like you can start with the very basic projects, but I think of like why didn't start with the big open source orgs, because at the end of the day, yeah, you are connecting with community, but at the end you want to learn something out of it from that particular project. Like simple HTML, CSS and JavaScript project, you can easily make it. You can also contribute it, there is no harm on that end. But if it came in terms of maybe learning aspect, why didn't you learn with the big or open source orgs? It can be Kubernetes, it can be Jenkins, it can be TensorFlow. Those who didn't know, I'm also a contributor at TensorFlow.js and also a part of working group member and SIG member of TensorFlow.js. So I pretty much know how the whole life cycle of a product goes on, how they are experimenting with the product actually. So my basic thing is came into play. Let's bring the most like that what I got through the community, maybe connect you to those open source admins and moderators, those who can explain the project, actually how the project is structured, actually how what is the use case of that project. Like it can also possible, before starting with any open source project you have to use it before contributing to TensorFlow.js. I made around 3 to 4 mini projects using TensorFlow.js. Then only I start contributing to it. Because why I'm saying why you have to use a project, because you didn't know what are the API endpoints, how you can call that APIs to use it in your project, or it can be maybe a simple installation also. If you know the basic of that project, then you can utilize and you can contribute to that particular project. And many people, they see when they see the code base of big org, they just got shattered. They say what is this, I am not able to do this in this project. So that's what think of I started off a series called coming to Hacktoberfest. And on that series I bring most of the, you can say, top 10 or top 15 admins from the open source ecosystem. and they are sharing how you can start contributing to maybe Jenkins, it can be TensorFlow.js, it can be you can say Kubernetes, Moja Global. You can see on the whole playlist on our YouTube channel, on our community YouTube channel OpenCo. And even though I'm thinking of something in there in this Hacktoberfest also, so you can check it out. And yeah, that's my experience regarding that. Yeah.
I guess I can also add one more point here. We didn't had that impact initially with that series, but going towards in the time, people actually starting watching those videos and they were actually contributing, and we were actually able to see those things on the social media because we often talk about this term learning in public. I'll get towards this term with our speakers too, but I also wanted to say this here. Through this thing of learning in public, people actually shared this, that what they learned in those particular series. And I guess sure, Ashish, I'll ask my speakers to add more about Hacktoberfest. I guess Karthike and Jatin both can add more. But yes, we'll go with two different things. I guess we have already more and more folks joining with us. Two different things as of now: Hacktoberfest and learning in public. Jatin, starting with you.
So okay, so do you want me to talk about both of them a little bit, or take one to like talk about?
It all depends upon you. As many points you want
So
to.
I think I would love to tell you about more learning in public because that's what I have been doing. Because I know that Karthike can tell all the things that I know about Hacktoberfest, but can actually give you much more, at least 1,000 times much more insight about Hacktoberfest. Because I am the person who can learn from him about Hacktoberfest and open source. So I'll give that to him. And yeah, okay, so learning in public is what I would love to share my views on because that's what I have done so far. Like I share. So everyone, I get you. All of us are misfit. We are not very popular people in our university. Many people don't like us. Teachers don't like us, and that's what like even I was that part of the audience. They started liking me after I have done all the hackathons. And got some good company in the college. And this, they are like, okay, he is a good guy. He can bring us good stuff and PR. But before that, I was a misfit. Like I was like, hey, I'm gonna do product management. And then even my classmates are like, bro, you cannot even score 10 GPA. You cannot even score 9 GPA. And anything below 9, how can you even get a job, let alone being a product manager? Do you even know what product management is? And I was like, do you know what it means? And they are like, we don't know, but we will get a job. And I'm like, okay, let's see. I challenged my whole class. It's a very funny story. Like, so they were like making fun of me for choosing product management because there was a event one day before where I openly told everyone that I'm going to be a product manager. And the next day, everyone in my class are making like fun of me that you can't even score good GPA, which is I don't know how it relates to product manager. Like they know, I don't know. That's like a godly knowledge that I don't have. But they are like openly making fun of me. So, and I am a anime fan, like pure Naruto fan. So I am very over enthusiastic. So I just went to the front of the class and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be product manager to all the people who are making fun of me, and then you see what happens. So whatever I did very publicly. I never hesitated to ask from some of my good seniors. Fortunately, I got some really good seniors, whether it's my seniors or whether it's senior to my seniors. They were amazing. There are a few but amazing people who guided me at various places when I was very open. I think that's the main key about the open publicly learning is that you have to be open and humility should be there. You should be very much open about the questions that you have. It should not be about why I should ask him or why I should ask her or whatever. I am a big guy. Why I should ever ask anyone? I'll figure it on my own, and that's not how it works. If you want help, you need to let people know that you want help, and there are people who will help you. For example, Karthike's journey is all about helping people, to start open source. It's not about Karthike making a brand out of him. You know, people know Karthike Rawat. Like naam kafi hai. But it's not about him making open source. It's about letting people get the right opportunity. That's public, like learning in public. You have to be humility mixed with humbleness to ask everyone what they did in their life. I got connected to Like at this point of time, I am connected to over 200 product managers, and I had like 15-minute calls with every one of them, and I was like legit noting down the key aspects of their journeys on my diary so that I can learn from all of them. I had people on my podcast to teach other people who are listeners, but I got taught, like I am like Ravan now. I have 7 different heads now with different product management perspectives. That's what I, tell other people. But yeah, I'm not equal. I'm good, but in that way. So that's the main part about learning in public. You can tell everything about, hey, get the resources, blah blah blah. But the thing that will help you in the end is be very much humble. If you want help, ask for help. If you want to give help, publicly give help. Do not expect that people will come to you begging for help. Many people don't. People will, they will be suffering in their own horizon. I want help, I want help. That's a very general thing. That's not just in tech. In life also, we are like, we will suffer, but we don't ask for help. Like that's a part of us. Many of us don't feel comfortable asking help. So when, for example, Karthik started the open co, because he had just shared the journey, so I think it's very good to relate to him. When he started, like I don't think you would have anticipated that it will, like, your developer student community, the previous thing, now will be a open co, a very widely known community in India. I think it started with just the intention of helping people to start an open source, and that's the key part. You don't know who needs help. They'll not come to you. If you feel like you have learned something and it will help the other people, give it to others. And if you want something, just ask for it. Hey, I want help with this XYZ thing. Please help me. If you don't know anyone, go to LinkedIn. I had no one to help me in product management. Believe me. People had product folks, product school, product managers, like Chacha Pua Kaladka product manager, so many connections in the community. I had literally zero PMs in my whole college. I was the very first person. I am actually guiding many of my seniors about product management because they seem to be fascinated. But yeah, I was very open. It's not about senior, junior. I am helping them. And I got no one as my teacher. So I went to the place where I can find one, LinkedIn. I got connected to PMs. I spammed a lot of PMs, and I got replies from a few of them. I got schedule calls. I note down their journeys. Then I went to the one program where I was most activated on, like the Microsoft Student Partner. That's what it used to be. And we had community PMs, and that's how I got to know that there are PMs, program managers, then PMs, project managers, and PMs, product managers. And then I was like, awesome. This is what I want to do. Whatever happens in life, even if I'll earn a very, very small package than everyone else, this is what I want to do because this is what I'm passionate about. And fun fact, I'm earning more combined than all the people who are making fun of me. That's the power of passion plus community and openly learning in public. Sorry, and now I will, pass it to our guru, Karthik sir.
Okay, okay. Before we move on to Kartike, we have questions too, I guess. So, okay, I'll ask Kartike to go with Hacktoberfest. What is actually Hacktoberfest in simple words, and then we'll move to questions. A lot of them in the chat actually. Kartike.
Yeah, sure. Before jumping to Hacktoberfest, you can say Naruto OP in the chat because like always like people are saying even Jatin is saying we just watch Naruto, you will get the what the actually I am getting inspiration from. Like many people told me not. So yeah, if you're a fan of that, you can check it out, and I will I will see Naruto also. Yeah. So yeah, talking about Hacktoberfest in general, Hacktoberfest is a like a program by DigitalOcean just to promote open source, just to start getting started with open source for those who are new to open source or those who are beginner in open source. And it's a like a month long thing. So the concept behind Hacktoberfest is just like you have to make four valid PRs with the label. I think so if you are solving any issue, and if they are having the label called Hacktoberfest label or Hacktoberfest 2020-22, so you can it is eligible in Hacktoberfest one, and you can if you can solve that issue, and if you can make a valid PR, four valid PRs in a 1 month, then you can get the swags from Hacktoberfest. Just like a just a part of you can say a swag kit kind of thing, basic thing, a tee and some stickers, just to say that you are now not a beginner right now, you are getting into open source and you are start. But again, it's again I'm saying, for valid PRs, no spamming, please folks. Please do not start spamming, and that's every year's happening. So we have to show basically, like, we are here to basically produce great value to that particular project. So yeah, that's a basic thing. And just to adding some one point to the public learning, I think so many things are shared with Jatin, like shared by Jatin again. So I just wanted to stick one thing. When I started with my community journey, the public learning concept is shared by Kunal Kushwaha. And Kunal is also not in public learning in initial years. He shared like when he joined MLS fellowship, the fellow pod leader, I am not remembering the name of that pod leader, but he shared like, just go with the public, just go on the Twitter or LinkedIn and share your learnings out there. Why it is really important in terms of, like, as Jatin already stated everything around that. If you want some, you can say a greedy kind of thing, so I will give the greedy concept also, why you have to do public learning kind of thing. Because suppose any hiring manager is seeing you, he or she knows that you are good with the stuff. Maybe it can be product management, it can be dev site, it can be devrel also. Even though you are creating content, maybe blogs, maybe you are doing regular Twitter spaces, maybe reproducing your broadcast, maybe you're doing live YouTube streams, maybe it can be on open source, it can be on devrel, it can be of anything. Then he or she knows you are good with this stuff, you are capable of doing this thing, and he can hire you directly on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Like, even though from LinkedIn also 3 to 4 things are in my inboxes, I'm not seeing because I'm not into that stuff, but they are approaching me for that role specifically. So that's the power of public learning. Do that. It's a like a greedy kind of thing. If you want some greedy thing, as motivational and actual factual thing is done by Jatin. But if you want to go deep dive, why everyone have to do public learning, you can say, you learn in public basically. That's the main reason. And that's not only, if you are also doing another level of greedy, that also giving me another other sense of greediness. If you want to become your own personal brand, then learn in public is one of the factor where you are creating your own brand. And people are stating like, yeah, this is the person I read his or her blog, and he's doing amazing. Even though if you're taking an example of Aditya Oberoi, he's doing a newsletter on devrel specifically. And for right now that I go through other devrel content, he is very consistent, and the content that he is delivering is out of the box truly. Because many people have a concept behind devrel is like total marketing, 100% marketing, but that's not the case. So he's putting out the facts, he's also stating the facts, and think how the whole devrel ecosystem works. So yeah, that's I want to add on learn in public. Yeah.
Uh, Not gonna lie, I have actually tons of questions, but our chat and the people hackers who have joined from all around the world are spamming pretty good questions. So I'll go like one by one. Starting with Karke, how to find good bit organization projects? Let's say I want to learn React. So how can I find one and where I can level up my skills and able to contribute as well?
Very nice question. First of all, you can say GitHub is the main source of it. Many people do not go explore section of GitHub and see the trend. Those what are the project goes trendy? What are there are the specifically categorized thing. If you want into React projects, you have to filter out like this. The React, the GitHub totally filter out everything for you. So use GitHub properly. And if we got some time, I can share my screen and share like where you can explore it. Second is GSOC website. Okay, GSOC just not a program. Apart from that, there is a listing a lot of great projects out there. It is just not a program. It's a resource for you or those who are want to get into open source. You can start with those projects and all the listing out there. You can go to the GSOC website. Again, doing some shout out to some of the programs, MLS fellowship. If you are into open source and if you've done some open source and you want to deep dive into open source, MLS fellowship is one of the way. LFX mentorship, if you are into maybe cloud native stuff and you are maybe into some around open source, LFX mentorship is the way you can get started. And apart from that, if you do not want to go to any program, GitHub is a great resource. Use the explore section or the trendy section. You can get everything, each everything bit by bit around that, so you can check it out. Yeah.
I guess a great answer by Karthikeyan. I'll actually request our speakers to will quickly go with the question answers. I can see tons, really tons of questions. Next, going with Jatin. Jatin, how did you navigate through the negativity from peers slash roommates? Okay, that's a question I guess we all want to hear the answer for.
Honestly, that's a very tricky question. First of all, thank you so much for asking this question because not everyone is very open about that question. Look, there has been a lot of things. For example, when you do something different, for example, in India, we make fun of. There is a very popular meme, like you will earn as equal as a government job, but still people will be asking you for a government job. That's a meme going on, but that's not a meme. That's a real thing for many people out there. If you have seen like there is this video interview by KL Rahul where he talk about like he play for India all the time. He play for India, then he still his parents are not as much proud on him because he left his like bank government job. Like yeah, I can relate to it. So whatever you do in life, it's not just product management. If you do something different, there will be negativity from everyone, not just your peers or roommates. First of all, roommates were, like they were not from my branch. They were my seniors. So I never had to thought about like, someone would drag me because the people who could drag, they were my roommates, first of all. And they liked me because, like I was that kind of over enthusiastic person. I used to talk a lot. So they were like, it's like, okay, like, it's okay, like someone is a good person out there, and they are like okay, but it's not very easy also. Like I saw there was someone who is like some seniors rag you and they do ragging, so how can you ask for help from them? Okay, don't ask from someone else. Like I shared, I had no one in my college to help me with product management. I went to LinkedIn to ask for help. If you're not comfortable, it's okay. There are so many places you can ask for help. Okay, if you don't know me, but if you will DM me on Twitter, please no LinkedIn. I think I'm not able to reply, but if you DM me on Twitter, like hey, this is a PM thing, and if you can share me a resource, I'll share it. I don't know you, you don't know me, but okay, this is the thing. Go and have fun. So you don't have to deal with negativity. Negativity will be there at everywhere. You cannot end it. It's like corruption. There is no ending it. You have to navigate your way through it if you don't want it. Negativity will be there. You cannot make everyone happy in the whole world. If you want to make everyone happy, don't be a manager. That's a very good saying, because you cannot make anyone happy. That's the thing, if you like read like this mythological things like Mahabharata and all that, if you know that, what happened to Gita and all other holy places, there is this one common thing, like, you have to do the right thing. And sometimes the right thing may not be the easy thing to do. So navigating is only easy if you know what to ignore, what not to ignore, who to go to and who not to go to. Else just ignore, because the more you concentrate on them, the more negativity you'll get from them. That's it. Be your own boss. Do what you want to do.
I guess few great points said by Jatin. Like negativity will always be present, but you have to make sure how you get out of it. And the Twitter thing that Jatin said, I would be very thankful for Jatin because I know Kartike by means, but Jatin, we didn't had a conversation earlier than this. Just a birthday wish back then. I just messaged him that would he be available to share his journey thoughts with the people here, and he was straight away like, yes, I want to do this, and I'll be very like thankful for that. Okay, we have more and more questions. I guess this is for Kartike. Kartike, could you go a bit deeper on Devril, like what the role is and what the work surrounding is it?
Yep, sure. So those who didn't know actually what is DevRel, the full form of DevRel is developer relations. It's just to connecting the product with the community. The basic concept behind, you can say, sometimes I like, this is my ideology. Many people disregard this ideology, but according to me, if you are good with people and if you are connecting great with community, you can be a kind of DevRel plus product manager. Like that's my always a takeaway, that what I think of. Try to think of community like a product only. That's what actually that's why I'm into product very much. Even though I getting started with the product, I'm not like pro like Jatin again, but I am learning from him and everyone out there in the community. But in a simple thing, Devrel is bridging the community with the product, or you can say the company. Leverage just for, if suppose there is a product called Firebase, like there's a community for Firebase, right? And if someone developer is using in their startup and they feel like any bugs or failure kind of thing, so they can directly write down in the community like this is the issue that I'm having. So developer relation or developer advocacy is came around that. Devrel of that particular company, or you can say Devrel of Firebase, is a responsibility to connecting dots with the product managers and the team or the engineering team, that this is the issue that they are facing, can you resolve it? And apart from that, Devrel is a whole ecosystem, or you can say Devrel is just kind of a superset. It inside Devrel, developer advocacies also came, community management also came. So Devrel just not only to resolve the issues and just to connect with the maybe the main what some people who are facing issues and the engineering team. Apart from that, you have to create content, you have to educate people about your product, how your product is actually working, right? Many people say it's a marketing, but again, for my end, it's not a marketing, it's a you are doing a purpose on the education side. You are basically creating content for educating the people out there. Suppose in India, many people in initial years when UPI started, no one knows how to use it, or maybe no one knows how to use the Paytm app kind of thing. For there, they have to educate through marketing campaigns. So again, it's a part of marketing campaign because you have to buy it. But again, the second country that I want to state it in Devrel, it's not marketing. It's a, you can say some part are marketing, but you are educating people out there in the ecosystem or in the community, right? And apart from that, if you can say this is a part of developer advocacy, majorly part in the content creation. It can be you can creating content on YouTube, maybe through podcast. Maybe you are dropping some podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast kind of thing, right? You can also creating content like majorly developer advocates creating content on blog side. They are writing blogs on the maybe on their product. Suppose example, I know Aditya, he's in Devrel at app, right? So he's creating content on the blogs, maybe how the new updates is coming up. Maybe Hemantika is also dropping some blogs on basically how the whole new product updates in the app is coming, so that people know, yeah, this is the new update, we can use it. If suppose like 2 to 3 startup is using app, right? Example taken, I'm taking an example. And if the new updates came, or new you can say new updates came, and they want to use it, but they are facing any issue and they didn't go through the properly documentation. That's why when we say open source, and if your project is good, then your documentation should be like must be good. Because new folks who are joining in open source or any project or any product, if your documentation is not clearly stated, they didn't know how to use it. That's the main problem. Like people are saying like documentation is just for adding some lines of the written document. No, it's not like that. Those who are in engineering team, those who are in product team, or basically those who are handling the whole products marketing or engineering team, they know what is the power of documentation. If there is no perfectly team for documentation, no no customer actually, if like terms on the business end also, no customer will come to or use your product, because there is not a properly documented thing. We go for React or Django framework because the documentation of both the frameworks are awesome. Like there is a top notch. If you have any facing any issue, you can check the Django documentation or React documentation. They are clearly stated, they are properly structured. You can go if you're facing any issue. Maybe suppose yesterday I am working on the JavaScript, you can say the basically the Redux side, and I just go to the React website and just go to the Redux section and how I'm using that, or you can say call backing that thing. So you can use that's the basically example behind it. And for Devrel, I hope so I stated like a lot manner, but majorly when we say Devrel, it just like bridging the community with the engineering or the company or the product team, basically just to clarify yourself. And other thing, community management, how you can engage your community with the maybe some events, or maybe doing stuff, maybe creating content over that. So I hope so that I answered that question. Yeah.
I guess perfectly answered by Karthik. I'll really ask my speakers to like now summarize those answers in those like 10, 20 words or lines might be. Talking about, I guess, Manasvi, Priya, I'm really sorry I've actually spammed the questions. I'll just take it up. How to understand big open source project to contribute in them, not able to get started. I guess it's like the basic thing. Karthi would like to cover up this quickly.
Sure. Very easy. Um, First of all, use that project. Many people didn't use it. Try to use that project. It can be, if I'm taking example of Kubernetes, try to use not go to the Kubernetes also. If you know, if you are in cloud native space, try to use Docker at least, so that you get a concept how a containerization works. Same on a contrary side, then go to the Kubernetes stuff, how the whole Kubernetes work. You didn't have to understand the backhand side, like how the whole containers built up, how they're connecting each other, how they're looping out of each other. You didn't go use a Kubernetes in your basic project. Try to use it, then understand actually why Kubernetes is here, why, how to use it. When you get an insight of that particular project, then you get an idea of what are the basically system design on how, what is a workflow, or what is a workflow of the whole project. Then you understand, yeah, this is the project, this is the endpoints, and there are some issues maybe. After that you can easily understand, and then go to the issue. After that also, many people, even including me, even I use TensorFlow.js a lot time, I'm not able to understand repo. For that, community is here. If go to the mailing list, maybe it can be Google Groups, Slack, Discord. In public channel, tag maybe the moderators or anyone who are basically moderating that project, like, I am new to this community, I use this project in my project. Can anyone help me out? I'm a beginner in this project, and I want to contribute in open source. So in my case, when I'm doing that, so the software engineer at Google Ping you created a whole project tab for me, a feature tab, basically a feature tab, because for those issue that we are working, it's very hard, it literally hard. So what he did for me, he created a project tab for me, just for a very simple kernels to implement on TensorFlow.js in basically WASM backend, basically WebAssembly backend. So that's you can start off. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll move to next question. We'll explain by Karthike. I guess I just okay. Uh, Kanaya, but can any one of you share your journey to MLH? I'll surely share that too, but I'll ask Jatin to go first. We all are a part of MLH via different means. Some are speakers, some are like working, but yes, Jatin, please.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so first of all, great question, Kanaya. It's great to know what MLH people are doing. So first of all, huge shout out to Vinayak. The coach at MLH. You folks are so awesome. I don't know how in the world did you manage to not only empower the hackathons that we do, like hack the league, but also do all these things. So you are like amazing. Next, for me, and I know very short and simple way, I am a part of MLH different things since my first year. I volunteered in local hack day, and in my first year, then second, third, and final year, continuously 3 years, I organized with my seniors as a lead. I organized local hack day, learn and share. I'm sorry, learn and build. And we haven't done share, but yeah, learn and build is continuously organized hackathons. So look, like Hack the League was my first, like member event for MLH. But it was amazing how the experience has been so far. So I have been a part of MLH due to their this amazing global hack weeks and local hack days and recently the member event thing. All in over, that's how I became a part of the whole stuff. And yeah, great stuff with MLH people. And again, you shout out to coaches. I don't know how you folks manage it, but you are doing amazing things.
Thank you so much, Sachin. Jatin, Karthike, would you like to add something here?
Yeah, only few lines, like, as we didn't have much time. So, for MLH, always our community actually got boom through MLH only, through MLH local hack day learn. It can be for, we ranked one when it's, I think so, previous year MLH local hack day learn. We ranked one in basically in world ranking. Then in the build one we ranked two, and in the share one we ranked three. So from that thing, like, people are really excited actually, like, people actually, and we got also amazed, like, we are from those who from India, those who they pretty much know in Chhattisgarh there is no community culture as such, but our community just boomed through that event. And like, again, we like, huge shout out to MLH for basically doing that, those events to just uplift, maybe even the concept behind MLH local hack learn is pretty much amazing, to build guilds, or you can say build your own community, just to basically strengthen your own local community. So that's a big thing from MLH. And yeah, from that experience I get into MLH. Then I started to know of, okay, there is some hackathon is also going on side by side. Then I started my hackathon journey. So my first hackathon on of in-person hackathon before COVID in my college only. Then directly I jumped to the, you can say, virtual hackathons from MLH, and it's like a wholesome experience for me. So yeah, thanks for MLH, and shout out to everyone those who are involved in it. Yeah.
Uh, okay, I guess I have one more question written with me that should be answered. So we'll go again quick on this. How events like GitHub Field Day and Hack-On India, which will be coming this month. If you are okay, so first of all, if you are in India and you are a hackathon organizer or an event organizer related to hackathons, Hack-On India will be there on 25th of September. So if you like are interested to attend it, it would be like also few special guests will be also present there. So if you are like want to attend it, go and make sure you register yourself now, and through your answers you will be invited, and it will be held in Delhi, India. Now talking about again coming back to the question, how events like GitHub Field Day, Hack-On are actually important to enrich your networking skills. We'll go quick, Jatin.
So first of all, even I filled out the waiting list for HackOn India. If you are someone who loves community, you should not miss HackOn India, because this is the event to not only connect to people like us in person, like the people who have done work in the community, but also meet peers and more organizers. And you don't know, you might be one of the organizers of a very big hackathon or a very big conference. It just need one connection. You will made it in a hackathon, boom. So don't miss hackathon. First of all, amazing things, and if in an overall way, in a very short and simple answer, more and more events that will attend, like hackon is a very example of that. This kind of events in a bigger picture are always more important for you than anything, because the right networking. There is a thing called unconference. If you see GitHub Field Day, I think no one can even ignore that thing. It was all over the Twitter. So it was an unconference. It's all about meeting the people in the community, knowing them, let them know you, and connect together to make something out of it. So apart from the swag, you will get swag. If you are in touch with MLH, there are 1,000 ways to get swag. I could not even share how many swags I have got from MLH. It's amazing. But believe me, Hackon and all kind of events are the best way to connect to the people who will help you, and you can help them to get the best out of the both worlds. That would be my simple answer.
Moving to Karthikeya, Hack-On and events like GitHub Field Day.
Yep. So I've been involved in the GitHub Field Day as I'm a part of organizing team in Delhi, at Delhi region, and yeah, this is the, again, people are think like field day isn't awesome, but for that also, like in general, I'm saying those who pretty much active or those who have contributed a lot for community. These events are for those. These are events. Maybe you are doing hackathon for a long time for your region, and you need a take break kind of thing. So these conference or these unconference are those where you can meet a lot of like you, those who are doing hackathon, those who are contributing to community back. They are coming, joining in a same place, discussing about the topics. It can be open source, diversity, inclusion, technology, many a lot, education, a lot of topics around that, where you get a sense of thing like this, the person maybe I want to connect work with, because we have a same mindset. We can build maybe some out, maybe our own community also, maybe can do some stuff with maybe on content creation with us. So this is the opportunity for those who are contributed a lot. But it's not like that, it's not like that those who are not contributing to community, it's not for them. But it's a great opportunity where a lot of community people join in a same place, connect with each other, and have a talk on great topics. Or maybe there are some maybe problems on that topic, so you are giving solution on the table. And that's a pretty much nice. And again, connecting with amazing folks from GitHub team or MLS team, and talk with them, and how did they bring up with this idea, maybe on the GitHub as a community platform, or maybe MLH as a whole global community platform. So yeah, you can discuss that also. So you also have a great opportunity to network with amazing folks around the world. So yeah.
I guess that was two quick answers. Okay. I guess my friend who is actually waiting to take the next session will kill me because we have already passed the sir time. I didn't expected that we would be like conversation for like more than an hour, but we have actually continued it. Okay, we'll go with one last question. After that, okay, before that, I would like to give a huge shout out to our guest for today, Jatin Pandya and Karthik Rawat. Make sure we have more than 70 hackers right now with us. Make sure you go and follow them on Twitter. Karthik with at the red carry cool dude, Jatin Pandya with his name is written there, J Pandya 26. Go and follow them now to get the exclusive content you can ever see. And thank you for being a great audience. Okay, as I said, we'll take the last question. Uh, Karthike, can you briefly go into hackathons and how it helps you to build your community? Karthike, quick 10-20 words.
Yep. So, so like it's a very fast, but I can try. Okay. So how so getting into hackathon and how it's built your community. So first of all, getting into hackathon again, you are upskilling your skill again. Now the second part, you are networking with amazing folks. So if you are a virtual hackathon, it's a great for you because it's not like you are want to collaborate with those folks who are in your college. It can also be possible you're collaborating with someone in Japan, someone in the USA, someone in London, and you're collaborating like a team, and you're starting off like a idea, maybe four to five all of them. You are like this the idea that we have to do, maybe we have to build something out of that idea. And through that, again, network with not only with the team that you are built off, but again connecting with the amazing folks. Because in the hackon, when it's my, I think so, hackon 7 or 6, I didn't remembering, it's my first hackon. I network. I am very stumble. I am not good with English. I am not speaking well in English. Even now, it's not a fluency kind of thing. But from that, I got an exposure to connect with some of the like foreign students, foreign participants in the hackathon. And I firstly started with the like connecting with the first people, I guess, Hemantika, I guess, I'm not remembering as such, but I was connected with him. Even though he's a part of MSP and other community stuff, but I got connected with them here. So just wanted to share, go with the hackathon, network as much as you can do, network with people. If it is on Discord, and if they are happening every weekly meets, go there, can try to connect with them, and you can get insight around that. So yeah, that's my fast and furious answer for that.
Thank you so much, Karthik. Guys, I guess a lot of people are asking for Twitter links. Just give me a minute. I'll just put all the required links in the section. Not just only on Twitter, they are on Instagram and LinkedIn too. So if you are like into just seeing the content which they are creating, you want to follow it, the podcast, the YouTube session, make sure you go and follow them. And also talking about myself, you can also follow me on Twitter under the username of IG Roids. I'll just share all the particular details. Again, thank you so much. Really, thank you so much to both of us speakers taking time out on Sunday. I know it's been a hectic weekend already, hectic weekdays already, and Sundays are something which we actually use to relax on. So really, thank you so for your time, and I would like to thank our audience for being literally a great audience. Like I'm really astonished today because the type of questions, the engagement we had during the session was totally great. Uh, Hari Om, if you want to join MLS Discord, I guess the link would be available, but I'll also share it now. Also, my friend Karuna will be back just after this session end. Karuna will be present with Bob Ross. It's a fun event, so if you're like tired, you want to create something on Paint, make sure you join Karuna. I'll just share the link, that link too. And I'd really like to thank all the familiar faces too who are present in the chat. And thank you so much everyone for joining from all around the world. I'll just share the Discord link for MLH2 before we move. Just a second. Um,
Thank
I
you so
guess
much.
we
Like a
are.
huge shout out to him as well. He will not say it, but you shout out to him for inviting us. And it's always fun to talk about all the things. So thank you so much, Vinayak, for inviting us. And a very small thing for me to everyone who's listening right now. Although if you go to anyone, they would redirect to us. But if you ever get anything that you wanna ask about product management, UI, UX, they both of them are what I can help you with. So feel free to reach out to me, or anything that I can help you with just on Twitter. I am always open to help. And thank you so much, Vinayak.
Oh,
Huge shout out to Vinayak and MLS team and for inviting us and sharing our journey. So thank you so much for joining all. Yeah.
Happy
thank you so
Global
much
Hack Week.
everyone. Yes, Global Hack Week for the win. We'll see you guys with more of my sessions during this weekend. Bye for now. Bye everyone.